Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Hello. We are streaming live here on YouTube from Italy and Spain, respectively. This is Annalisa Durr. Hello, everybody. Dr. Annalisa Durr, excuse me, with Journey to the Goddess TV. And I'm here with my lovely recurring guest and my dear friend, Daniela Riva. Ciao, Daniela.
Hello, namaste. It's good to be here with you, connected. Love that.
Yes, me too. And so Danielle and I decided to have a slightly impromptu conversation because it's Navratri right now, the festival for Goddess Durga in India. And she's about to start teaching a course. So I asked Danielle to come on and talk about Navratri and talk about why the goddess is so important. From her perspective, and we'll throw in a little bit of mine as well, why she's important for modern women, why she's important for the world, and how you can access her power in your everyday life. So, although Daniela has been a recurring guest on my channel, for those of you who may not have seen our conversations, Daniela has been a classical or an Indian classical dancer for over 20 years, teaching, performing, also continuing training with master teachers in India this whole time too, just continuing to deepen her practice. Oh, and she teaches yoga and she leads retreats. So at the end, you'll be able to find out more about Daniela and how you can work with her. So for now, Daniela, I'd love it if you could just tell us a little bit about Navratri, what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. This is a very special time to celebrate and honor the goddess. I mean, every day is a special time to honor the divine. But especially this moment of the year is very auspicious because it's really dedicated to celebrate and honor the sacred feminine. And the word Navaratri means 9 nights. And so in India, in the temples, there are incredible mantras and mudras and pujas or else celebration and ceremonies to honor, to adore the goddess, the embodiment of the Shakti, the power of the sacred feminine. And so the energy, let's say, and the atmosphere in all India is really uplifted, and it's a very good time to connect with other people, really make the day sacred and really feel the power of the goddess. And I know we've been talking about this a lot, and it kind of like maybe from a Western point of view could seem far away somehow, this festivity and festival and this tradition. But well, first of all, it's beautiful to know that this ancient culture is still alive, is still so powerful, let's say. But also at the same time, it's very important also for us to have these models and to bring this, let's say, auspiciousness and to bring this celebration also in our daily Western lives. So we can be inspired, we can be connected, and we can really take that again inspiration to bring the sacred feminine in also our contemporary life. And so here we are, to our question, why the sacred feminine, why the goddess is so relevant and is so important, not just for women, but for the world, for everybody. Well, I want to start answering this question by saying what it means to me, the sacred feminine, the Shakti, and and also telling why I'm sharing this with other people, with my students. And to me, the sacred feminine is connected really with the honoring the body and the rhythm of life and the rhythm of the body. And when there is, let's say, the sacred feminine, there is always a sense of deep connection and also an expansion of what is really the power that we hold within our body as sacred. And so there is this sense that we are not looking for something divine and fulfilling and meaningful outside, but within us, within our body. And so the body is a beautiful expression of the goddess, of the divine, something very sacred. And this is very important for women, to honor the body, to feel that our body is so beautiful, is so magical, and is so connected with other women, with other men, also with nature. There's this deep and nourishing sense of connection. And I'm saying this because I'm a dancer, and the embodiment has been a really very important part, of course, in my life, in my art, and in my life. And one of the main things that I was experiencing when I was teaching, sadly, it was that women would come to my class, and at the beginning, one of the first things that we say is just that they wouldn't like their body, and probably they were not able to dance, and they wouldn't remember, and they don't have time to dance, and usually this would be followed by tears and a lot of emotions, and this awakening of the need of loving the body and feeling beautiful, feeling sensual, having time to dedicate to dance, to something beautiful and something inspiring and something that would make you feel like really like a queen, like a goddess. And it was very impactful in my work, because of course I wanted to teach dance and sacred dance and mudras and choreography. At the same time, I wanted to have a very uplifted and empowering experience for my students. And so I really realized how important it is to create a sacred space where women could really dance and feel that, their body is the vehicle of the goddess, and not only get that in a dance class, but then take that as a transformational experience into their life. And I could literally see women being transformed over classes and over the years, feeling more beautiful, more connected to the body, overcoming the pain of not liking the body or not feeling able to dance, not having a rhythm, finding that rhythm, and then finding that beauty and the rhythm in their lives. And so it's a beautiful journey. I think for me, it's been through sacred dance, the sacred dance of India, and yoga. But really reminded me of the absolute and vital importance of really sharing this message for women, and telling everybody that we are connected, that that we are an embodiment of the goddess. And it's very important to celebrate this, just like in ancient culture, like in India, they're still doing. And so creating the temple in our reality. and dance and chant and be uplifted and be inspired, and also find, life with a purpose, with the meaning, really bringing that ritualistic aspect that makes everything more juicy, I would say. And so practice self-love through dance and yoga, and rituals, and bringing that to daily life, creating culture, creating connection, honoring the body, the connection between women, the connection between women and men. To me, that's really living through the sacred feminine and making it alive. And that's why I'm doing my courses, because I get very passionate about this, as you know, Annalisa, and we get very passionate about this. We really believe that this is not just important, but it's so vital if we really want to change the society and create a place where women and also men can feel safer, can feel healthier, can feel seen and happier and with more peace, and they don't have to struggle just to get to the job and buy more things and just follow the rules, or being in that, let's say, box, but they can just be themselves, which is what we are here for.
That's right.
Right. So I mean, our work, I think it's different, but I think is very related, because you're also really enhancing and underlying the power of the body and the cycle of the body. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah. And, so many, I took many different points that I'd love to speak to. I don't think we have time to speak to all of them, but I think one of the things that I feel like is really important for people to understand, that are especially those that are coming from a Western mindset and grew up in a monotheistic, really male-centric religious system. And especially if you're someone like me, but really especially if you grew up in a evangelical or Protestant lineage of Christianity, where there is no feminine presence at all, at least in Catholicism and in Orthodox Christianity, and probably in Judaism too. I know there's some strong matriarchs, but in Catholicism and in Orthodox Christianity, you have female saints. That there's still a presence, and Mother Mary is really revered. But in the situation that I grew up, I knew who Mother Mary was, but I don't think I knew who Mary Magdalene was until I was in my 20s. I maybe had heard of her name, but I didn't know actually how important she was, because in that version of Christianity, any kind of feminine presence is so minimized. So I'm saying this because when I first came to discover Hinduism, and the goddess through Hinduism, right? That it's a lot of people, I think, get very confused when they hear goddess, because goddess now is equatable with a sex pot, like a Marilyn Monroe was a goddess. And okay, yeah, there's Venusian energy, that is one aspect of the goddess, but the goddess is so fast. She can be an old crone. There's there's images of the goddesses with their head chopped off, and she's slopping up her own blood, these really fierce goddesses. And sometimes they're really ugly, and, but the ugliness is beauty, and ugliness, it's I don't know, it just kind of fully fills out the totality of what it is to be human and all the aspects of our life. And so I think what I try to impress upon people too is that the goddess is not and what really helped, and it really helped me like learning about Hinduism, because it's not just one goddess. It's like Shakti with all of her thousands of manifestations, right? And then you add all the other goddesses from around the world, and it's like they help us see what our power and our potential is, and what it is to live a full life as a woman, right? And so like when I was going through your course on Durga, for example, since this is the goddess of Navaratri, like the main goddess of Navaratri, right, is goddess Durga, the warrior goddess. I mean, she's more than that, but to give her one simple word, warrior goddess. Um, like when I was going through your course on Durga, it was really helpful for me, and is still helpful for me to learn how to create boundaries. Like she's a really good goddess to teach you how to create boundaries, and that you are worthy of creating boundaries, and that it's essential for you to create boundaries for your own self-esteem and self-love, as you talked about. It's something that I really struggle with. I think a lot of women probably struggle with this, and maybe men do too, but you know, I know I know more women's predicament than I know men's. So, so it's like these goddesses are our teachers, they teach us. And, what else did I want to say about that? Oh, something else that we've discussed in the past, that I think is also important for women to know, is that, for me at least, and I know a lot of other people feel this way, like the goddesses are beings. Like I do relate to the goddesses as individual entities, energetic entities, and I also relate to them as archetypal, like energy, like I call them myth models. Well, I borrowed that term from a woman named Rita M. Gross, but myth models, they teach me how to be a woman, basically. So there's two things happening at once. On the one hand, they're like archetypal mirrors, and on the other hand, they're actual real entities, energetic entities that can intervene in your life and you can pray to. So I don't know if you have anything more to say about any of that as well.
I love that. Well, first of all, I want to say that I totally resonate with the concept that when we talk about the goddess, that the sacred feminine is something so vast, so immense, and so powerful that it's hard to put it down in word. And at the same time, it's so close to us. It's so concrete. It's so close to our daily life. Sorry. And I think this is very, very important. It's a key point because again, I want to underline the fact that when we're talking about the sacred feminine, we're not just talking about air and something, far away and distant and mythical and, just up in the air. No, we're talking about our real life, our inner connection, who we really are. And like you were saying, we need models. We need, figures that can inspire us, that can help us to grow and to expand our soul and understand us better, because we know life is not so simple. Relationships are not so simple. And also we want to, get into the mystery of life, why we are here, get into our purpose. And so we need some guidelines. And, these ancient civilization, they all have their mythology and their rituals and their way to understand each other and to understand life and the connection with the rhythm of life. And so this is so concrete and so vital, like you were saying. And at the same time, like you were mentioning, I'm talking about, of course, Indian tradition, because I'm being connected with India. That was my, let's say, awakening to the sacred feminine, because I've been to India to study Indian dance. And I discovered this incredible country of culture and tradition. And that's my, let's say, track, my guide. But it's just a different experience for each person. And at the same time, again, you could see how even though you know, that's not your only, you know, Indian tradition is not your only, let's say, uh, tradition or lineage, but you find something so empowering and so deep that awakens your inner self. And again, you know, like it's an archetype. We're talking about an archetype, but there is something more there. I'm totally agree when you were saying, you know, there is a sort of activation, you know, an inner, let's say, psychological activation. But also there are energies, you know, it's like really awakening to the magic of life, that we are connected. And, you know, these are real entities that we can call upon as guide. And I think you know, there are different layers, and it really depends on the level of our consciousness to be open, to open our field to this level. But I truly believe that this is very, very empowering for anybody, for all women and all men.
Yes. I just had this thought as you were talking. I wonder if there's like, you've been to India so many times, if there's one memory or story that comes to mind where you really like felt a specific time where you felt the presence of the goddess so strongly.
Beautiful. Well, I could say somehow always when I you know just get to India, is really like, whoa, I really feel a strong connection. But yeah, I would say from the beginning, I really felt, you know, like that there was something so uplifting and incredible there for me. And I would say, you know, when I start stomping my feet in the ground, and then we would sit all together under the banyan tree. And this was at my dance academy in Chennai, when I would study, when I studied intensely Indian classical dance, Bharatanatyam, you know, wearing the sari and with all the makeup. And it was just that feeling of expansion and of peace and of belonging, that was kind of like an awakening moment. And then really stamping the feet and feeling connected with the earth. And then, you know, really bowing down and taking the energy of the earth symbolically in the body. All these movements were so powerful for me, and I would say life-changing. So yeah, that was the beginning of really awakening to, wow, we are really connected. We are connected with nature. We are connected between us. There is something, you know, like really that is very potent that we can, yeah, feel.
Yeah, that's amazing, especially like right now where it feels like the whole world is so divided. It's like we forget that we're actually all connected.
It's
You know what I mean?
yeah, it seems like the world is going sadly in the opposite direction, you know, feeling, you know, right, really pushing on competition and disconnection and pain. And I mean, it's just so sad. So much money wasted in wars and destruction. While, I mean, why do we do this? It's really the loss of the sacred feminine, the loss of the, you know, the beauty of you know, yeah, who
Our
we really are.
connections, our nurturing life, nurturing, supporting life. And even though there are warrior goddesses, it's like my understanding is they're fighting against egoism. They're fighting against our inner demons.
Absolutely. I mean, the goddess can be wrathful, can be, you know, fierce, because we do have that aspect, and this, of course, would be another conversation, that aspect that had been repressed and oppressed and not really been out. But in the ancient tradition, there are a lot of, warrior or, fierce goddess, because that's an aspect that we do have in our body, in our life. And it's important, like you said, it's important to set boundaries and, to just empower ourselves with that aspect. And you can see that, there are so many nuances of the goddess. There are so many aspects that we can dig in. And for example, in the courses that I'm offering, I'm always trying to present different kind of archetypes and goddesses, because they are different sides of ourselves, and they're really helping us to expand our potential, because we think we are limited, but we're not. And I think I really believe this is very helpful for women.
Absolutely. I think self-esteem, self-love is a big point that you already brought up and I brought up. Now, in view of the time that we've set for ourselves, we've gone a little over already, but I want to give you some time to talk about your current course and invite women to join you.
Thank you. Yeah, we get very passionate about this.
Yes,
I love that. I love that.
I know.
I think this is part of the nourishment, and we get inspired, and I think it's really beautiful. And thank you again for having me here. And if you get inspired to get deepen into this aspect of the goddess, of the sacred feminine, to learn the symbols and the archetype and the energy, and also to practice around this energy. You can join my course online. I'm hosting on my dance school. I'm Devadasi Daniela on Instagram. You can find me there. And like the next course will be a masterclass on the love goddesses. So I chosen 3 goddesses that are presenting 3 aspects of love: compassion, and devotion, and then the wellness and the yogini aspect of love. And so we will dance with Radha, with the bhakti, with the devotion, and then we open our heart and chant and learn the mudra of Tara with her karuna, with her compassion. And then we will explore the power of Parvati, who is the goddess, the daughter of the mountain, and she's very fierce and strong and very dynamic. And so usually it's really beautiful, because women are getting together from all part of the world, from different countries. And so there is a part of meditation and explanation of the mythology and symbols. And then you can do the practice during 1 month, and then get together with the next goddess and see what happens in your life.
I love.
It's beautiful. A lot of things
Yeah.
happen. A lot of good things happen. It's always so beautiful.
Yes, I agree. From personal experience, I've taken a handful of courses with Danielle and always have transformations and always find new parts of myself. And I do have to say, Parvati is one of my favorite Hindu goddesses. The first one that I kind of connected with in my journey, for a lot of reasons. And the cool thing is too, just like any, goddess. I don't want to say mythical figure, because this is a conversation for another time, because people equate myth with fake, with falsity, and it's not. I would say it's not. But anyway, sorry, it's like I lost my train of thought. But the more that I read about her and learn about her and work with her, the more like she just keeps opening up to me. And you can say that with any goddess or god.
Totally. And that's the beauty of that. And, you know, even if you are doing the same course, for example, with the same goddess, and I do have students who are, you know, repeating, applying because, you know, they get new messages and new layers, and you get deeper, and you really understand better and better what we are talking about and yourself. And, you know, that's really the secret, is cultivation, which is something that, thank you, India. I got it, and it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful because it's a totally journey, like you say, journey to the goddess. It's a total journey into
That's right.
yourself. Yeah.
That's what it really is. Like people always like, I think people think when I say journey to the goddess that like the point I'm trying to make is like the outward journey to discover the goddess is actually an inward journey to discover who you really are at the core.
Yeah.
Well, who am I? That's what the journey to the goddess really is for me.
So beautiful.
So, okay. So everybody, thank you for joining us. We're going to have a link to Daniela's Devadazi school. Yes. I'm also going to link, leave links to our previous conversations on YouTube. I think we have 3. This might be number 4, I think. And for me, I feel complete. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
I want to say thank you. It's always a pleasure. I'm so happy that even we are traveling and moving from California, and then you know, now we are in Europe. We met in India last year.
Yeah, 6 months ago we were in India.
I
We met
can't
there.
believe we were, you know, we found each other in Pondicherry in South India, and it's so beautiful. I
I
think.
know.
Thank you. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, thank you for coming. Oh my God, thank you for coming on the show. And I hope to have you again, and we'll have more fun conversations because there's so much more to talk about.
Ah, we have to. Okay.
So sending you lots of love, and everybody at home, thank you so much. And we'll be in touch, or we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch with all of you. No, and we'll see you all next time. Okay, ciao.
Bye.
No, sorry, 1 second. We're going to stop the live stream. Hold on.